Hello everybody, Jason from Misprints.mtg.com, and today we're going to do a video on identifying the Charlie Brown medallions. So I figured even with all of the articles and visual guides, seeing it in video, having someone point it out to you with nice close-up, high-resolution video should help people finally point out and see where it is on these cards. And after I show you on the cards, I'm actually going to show you how to spot them online if you feel like going Charlie Brown hunting. So let's just go ahead, and the first thing that I'll cover is that Charlie Brown medallions only come in 3 languages. They come in English, German, and Portuguese. If you have a card and you think it's a Charlie Brown medallion and it's not in one of those 3 languages, it is not a Charlie Brown medallion. So we've had time to look for all of these respective medallions and no one has ever found them. So it's safe to assume at this point that they do not exist. That also goes for the type of medallion as well. Medallions come in Sapphire, Ruby, and Emerald. If you have a Pearl or a Jet that you think is a Charlie Brown medallion, it most likely isn't, even if it is in one of the 3 known languages. Again, if they were from these sheets, we would see them in the numerical quantities that we see these 3 exist in. So it's, again, safe to assume that they just do not exist. So these are the 3 languages and the 3 medallions that we have that we know are Charlie Browns. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at one of our Charlie Brown medallions right here. So the first place that you want to look specifically on the Sapphire medallion is here in this corner right there. You could actually see right along here, there's this little circular head, a little smile kind of happening here. Sorry, there's a little bit of delay on my camera, so it's hard to point out while looking. And then there's a little bit of a neck and a little bit of a shoulder. And this is what makes people think that it's Charlie Brown, even though it most likely isn't. Charles M. Schulz never drew Charlie Brown looking like this. He never had the collar. The neck is all wrong. It's likely from some derivative comic, but don't believe it's from Peanuts. The next place to look is right over here on the left side. You see this vertical bar right there. That is also an indication of the edge of the comic. And then there's even a little bit right there. You can kind of see this triangle. I'll move the pen so you can kind of see. You see that little ghosting right there on the card right here. And then the last place on the Sapphire medallion is right here. This little line across the bottom, you see there's some kind of squiggles right there. That appears to be some sort of text. So, to recap, we've got our goofy smiling character over here. We've got our vertical line right over here. We've got this little triangle, maybe a dress, maybe a shoe of a character over here. And we've got a little bit of text happening right down here. Now on some of them, you can see a little bit of text over in this area here, but that's not always visible. This is a pretty good example of a medallion right here, pretty clear. I hope you guys can see what's going on, and I hope that made it clear. So that's the Sapphire medallion. Let's go over Emerald next, because Emerald is the second easiest to see, although it's not showing up all that clearly on camera right now. But we can make do with this. There's a little bit of visibility here. Actually, I'm going to try changing the color of the light. Give me 2 seconds. All right, well, it's going to be really faint, but this is going to be a really good example. I can see it on the video, so that means you guys should be able to see it too. When looking at a Sapphire medallion, the first place that you want to look is right over here on the top left of the medallion itself. You'll see another little circular head. You'll see another little collar of a shirt. and some faint indications of some arms and shoulders. Also, down here in the same spot as the Sapphire, you also have another ghosted character, kind of a triangle shaped body, maybe some legs, some shorts, just all these little lines, these faint lines going on here. That's what you really are wanting to look for. And then also right around here you can see that looks like a D, and there's actually a line of text that kind of goes all the way across there. So to recap on the Emerald Medallions, the first place that you want to look is you want to look right over here. You want to find this character. This is usually the easiest thing to see on this card. I believe there's even maybe something faint over here, but I forget at the moment, and it's not terribly visible on this card. This is the second spot you want to look at, and then third, you want to look for this little line of text area down here. And that is Sapphire, or sorry, Emerald Medallion. And that brings us to our Ruby Medallion. Our Ruby Medallion is our least exciting, but it is easy to see when it's very visible. This is actually a pretty good one. It's not showing up on camera as clearly as it is in person, but basically all you really want to look at on the Ruby Medallion is you want to look at this line down there and across there. You can see that little square corner right there. Well, that indicates that it is a Ruby Medallion. Now on this one, it's not showing up on video, but there's also a line of text that you can see right across here. And that is how you identify the Ruby Medallion. Basically, you just look for this vertical line right here. That's your big indicator. You can see it all the way up and down there on the card. So that's how you identify the 3 different types of medallions and what you want to be looking for on each one of them. So let's go ahead and take a look at some random images on the internet and see what we can find. So I'm going to turn off my camera. So here I have Sapphire Medallion up on Magic Card Market. And if we scroll down, we can see these little images here. If we click on this image right here, we zoom in and we look at our top right area first, just like I said. And we can see that there's absolutely nothing here. There's nothing over here, and there's no text at the bottom. So we could safely say that this is not a Charlie Brown medallion. Here we have another one. I don't even need to look at the card art to determine it's not a Charlie Brown medallion. It's not even the right language. And let's go ahead. I think it's this one. I may have done a little bit of scouting ahead of time. So we have this German Sapphire medallion. The first place we look at is this top right corner. And hey, look what we got here. We got that goofy smiling grin character with the shoulder. We've got that vertical line. We don't really have too much going on here. We don't really have any visible, well, we have visible text over here. So we've actually identified a Charlie Brown medallion on Magic Card Market that is actually listed at normal price. So if anyone wants to go ahead and snag that up, you have my permission. I'm not going to. There is a free Charlie Brown medallion for you for the low price of €13 and 20 cents. Actually, I have no idea what the euro cents are called. Someone correct me on that in the comments, please. So that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you found it useful. And if you have any questions, feel free to post it in the YouTube comments or shoot me an email through misprintedmtg.com. And thank you for watching, everyone.